Bruno.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about 100 million quid from him, weren't they?
I think you only get that from Saudi. Really.
Well, so they talk about Saudi. Yeah.
Oh, you'd have to take that.
Oh, you can't turn that down. Do you know when you talk about this system as well? And I know he's been brilliant. He's carried the team on its back. Where does he play?
Yeah,
what position is Bruno Fernandes? Do you see him in one of them number 10 positions? Do you see him as a holding midfield player? He almost, I'm not saying he might confuse it. He might confuse the whole system because he doesn't really have that one position for him. So I think, he's been brilliant, don't get me wrong, but if there's 100 million quid for him, I think you snap their hands.
100%. I've always described Bruno Fernandes as a great talent, but not a great player. In that, he's a bit, as you say, but as you say, where does he play? He's a bit mad. He just runs all over the place. It feels to me. He's almost like a kid in the schoolyard. That's how I'd describe the best player in the schoolyard. He's over there 1 minute, then he's over there. He's taking all the free kicks. And he's doing it, and he is in a really poor team. But I don't think he's ever had any discipline where, if he was in those number 10 positions, and we say that's where he plays, but Amarim wants him there. He wants him to do certain things. He wants this one to do certain things. I used to always watch him when he's even under Ollie, and you'd be trying to. We used to criticise Man United defensively about pressing from the front, and I'd be watching. I was commentating the United Liverpool game, and I'd be watching, and he'd just be sprinting everywhere. So he's working hard, and everyone thinks he is, but he's just killing everyone else.
Yeah, I think he's
running all over the place.
He's right. I think he does his own thing. I remember. I think it was Henry spoke when he played for Guardiola, I think, at Barcelona. He said, you're only allowed in certain areas of the pitch now. I think if you're a top player, you should be able to play for the best managers. I couldn't see Bruno Fernandes playing for Pep.
I think that comes from necessity, though, sometimes. I think if he was in a Pep team, because he is a great footballer, his flick, tricks, his passing ability is fantastic, and obviously he gets goals. I think at United, because he's so emotional, it becomes like I need to be over there. I think he played for a team where there's better players around him.
That's not great. It's not always great for a team, though, Adam.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen him in left back, right back. I've seen him everywhere. I try and see the game from where I was as a centre midfielder. I'd see him as, where the fuck is he? I don't know where he is, you know what I mean? He could be behind me, he could be in front of me, he could be right-hand side, left-hand side. And sometimes that upsets the rhythm of a team.
Adam, could I ask you about the manager? I did a newspaper column after the final, and it wasn't just reacting to the finals. I knew it was a bad defeat for you. But I was thinking of the financial implications of, Ruben Amorim's come in, it's not his team, we get that. He's trying to build to build something, and this is like a real step back because of the financial situation. And my thing around the system is I've never been one of them, and I know a lot of people say he's got to change the system, he's got to adapt. My feeling is he shouldn't, because that's the whole point you've brought him in. That's his thing. This is what he does. It's like asking Jurgen Klopp not to press. That's his DNA. But the problem I have with the system is, if you back a manager in the transfer market, you've almost got to completely change your squad, because you need 5 or 6 centre backs, you need 4 wing backs, and the likelihood is the next manager of Manchester United will play a back 4. I'm 99% certain that, because most managers in the world play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Has he done enough at Manchester United to go all in on him? I don't think he has. That'd be my weight of fear if I was running Man United, thinking, what can I cling to? I don't expect United to win every week, of course, they're not a great team. But what is there I can cling to? Anything in 6 months that makes me feel this is the guy that we're all going to go in on? Because for me, there's no football. Basically, the only thing that works is putting Harry Maguire up front for the last 5 minutes. And I'm not taking the piss saying that. It's like...
You are a bit, don't
No, but...
But you're right. I don't know what type of team are we. Are we a possession team? Are we a counter? I don't know.
There's nothing to hang your hat on with the manager.
I think, sorry, could I just add to that I had a good chat with Jordi Cruyff. I saw him, he was director of football at Barcelona, and he couldn't understand why a club like Manchester United had employed somebody with his own philosophy, really, that he's just his, from another club that has never, ever happened at Manchester. I spoke about the 3 at the back. Many a time we tried it, maybe a handful of times under the manager. After 10 minutes, bang, it's gone. It just doesn't suit Manchester United. And we're talking about years and years of problems here that it could cause, because we're going to trust the manager to recruit for that system. it's just.
But that's my point. But
Yeah.
you know, it's absolutely guaranteed the next manager will play a completely different system. He just will.
That is my
and that's that fella's then got to like change so much. And I just wanted to make a little point. I'm really intrigued with Alonso going to Real Madrid. Now he's sort of been successful at Bayer Leverkusen, playing 3 at the back. Inter Milan in the Champions League, fine. It's not about like this system can't work, but it's the makeup of your squad. I'm really fascinated. I just can't imagine Real Madrid playing 3 at the back.
Because Madrid don't do it, do they?
It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Which that thought is exactly how I see Manchester United. 3 at the back. It might seem a small thing to a lot of people, but it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right, and it's not working.
Man United. How bad a result was that in terms of, you know, since you've been watching United, when you think of sort of really bad results in big games, is that right up there?
It's possibly the worst cup final performance I've seen from us. We've had some bad ones, but like the ones against Barcelona were against one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. Like, that was one of the worst performances. And you look at, this isn't bitter, by the way, I don't think Spurs were good and I don't think they had to be good. Like, the second half, United didn't knock at the door at all. I think we had the one chance from Luke Shaw, which could have gone in, mate. I think it was Luke Shaw anyway with a header. But the performance was just bad, and I think I underestimated just how bad we were. Like, we were going into it thinking, European final against Spurs, we'll be all right, we'll get us through this. Casemiro, Bruno will perform and we'll be okay. But the performance was bad. It led to a flat energy in the stands, which was the most impressive thing, because we started off quite well. We were all bubbling, singing a Ruben Amorim song and everything, and then they scored, and I think everyone just knew we're not coming back from this now. There's just no way back, because that's how it feels with this team. And you go from back to front, it's just pathetic. The goalkeeper, I don't know if I'm being harsh, but I thought he could have stopped the goal. I thought it trickled over the line, and he probably could have done better with that. Rasmus Højlund, I defended him a lot after last season. I thought he did all right last season, but just not a Manchester United striker. You look at him, me or Flav or whoever could do what he does in the shirt, because he's just moving about. He's not really making any intelligent runs. I don't think defenders ever think, bloody hell, I'm in a difficult game here with him. He's just too easy to mark, and throughout the team we were poor. And you look at even some of this £50 million Manuel Ugarte doesn't start a final. I'm not convinced about him. It seems like more bad money spent. You know, Casemiro's off now. We're even possibly looking at Bruno being off. Like, there's going to be a lot of changes that need to be made to this club.
What did you think at the start? You know, when you saw the team, what did you think the team he picked?
I was surprised, and I wasn't surprised. Like, I would have probably put Bruno in one of the higher positions. For me, Kobbie Mainoo should be getting more than a minute in a final. He's already shown that he can come up with some clutch moments in big games and, you know, score crucial goals. And for him to only get 30 seconds in normal time, I thought that was baffling. But the manager's constantly been, I love Mason Mount, and Mason Mount started. I don't think he was...
and Luke Shaw, when they haven't played a lot of football.
I just found myself getting more angry at these players.
Yeah, we spoke to Ruben Amorim nearly every Thursday night after these games. And what he sees the problem with the team, as I think we all know, is the physicality of them. They're not quick enough, they're not strong enough, they don't get around the pitch well enough. And when he picked that team, which is, especially for the Premier League, in the Europa League against some of these Spanish teams and stuff, they've been okay. They can live with that. But then he picked this team, which essentially it was a Premier League game, really, wasn't it? I think he picked his slowest team. And I'm looking and thinking, the only way he can possibly win this game, if it's 0-0, get to the 80th minute and bring subs on, like a Garnacho or a Kobbie Mainoo who could win the game. Once they went 1-0 down, I thought because they find it so difficult to break teams down. I think Fernandes had a really good chance, but other than that, you never felt like they could still be there now. They never felt like they were going to score a goal.
Balls into the box and
hopeful, yeah.
But then you're asking your midfielders to do a thankless task, really, when your striker is Rasmus. It sounds really harsh, but he's not doing anything.
When you looked at both teams, they were too strong, too physical, too quick for him. Now, I don't actually think the game turned out like that, because after Tottenham got the goal, as you said before, they were just smashing the ball. It was like, there's still 40 minutes left there. There's still plenty of time. United had loads of possession, which you didn't probably expect. But from Tottenham's point of view, they couldn't keep possession because you didn't have your likes of Maddison or Kulusevski who can hold the ball, and it probably forced you to play to that way. But I was so surprised with his team, and I was confident all week. I thought, I said it on here, I was talking about history, and history of the club will win this game. I see the team and I think, that's the least physical team he could have picked. and it obviously showed in the end that the
Bruno's
result was
performance
wrong.
was
Yeah,
disappointing.